When you try a payload and it returns a 403 error, most of the time it means something blocked the request before it ever reached the website. It doesn't mean the application is safe. In the next few minutes, I'll make the same payload reach the backend without changing the vulnerability itself. Before that, let me explain what's actually happening. When I send any input to a website, it doesn't go straight to the application logic. My request is inspected first. There's a layer sitting in front of the app. Its only job is to look at incoming requests and decide one thing: should this be allowed or should it be blocked? Now here's the important part. This layer does not understand how the application works internally. It doesn't know what the backend is supposed to do with the input. It only looks for patterns, certain strings, certain characters, certain payloads it has seen before. If it recognizes something suspicious, the request is dropped. If it doesn't, the request is forwarded. That's it. Now this is where bypassing actually starts. Let's say I send a basic SQL injection payload. The firewall recognizes the pattern and blocks it. Same vulnerability still exists, same backend logic, only the request was stopped early. So imagine the backend query looks like this, and I control the id parameter. I try the most basic payload, and immediately, 403 forbidden. Most people stop here, but the vulnerability still exists, only the pattern was blocked. Now I make the smallest possible change. I don't change the payload, I only change how it looks. Some firewalls already fail here. If it still blocks, good. That means the firewall is stricter. So I go one step deeper. Firewalls look for full keywords. Databases ignore comments. So I split the keywords using comments. To the firewall, this no longer matches the pattern. To the database, nothing changed. Still blocked? That's fine. Now instead of sending raw characters, I encode them. The firewall inspects the encoded input. The backend decodes it. Still blocked? Then I double encode critical characters. And finally, I can mix everything together. Different encodings, comments, case variations, all combined and adjusted based on how the firewall behaves.
Faded photos in my mind, flicker, glitch, then realign. Every smile you left behind cut sharper every time. I breathe but it won't stay. Your shadow slips away. I hold it like it's safe, but it's breaking anyway. Running in a circle, never reaching you.
There are still many other ways to bypass a firewall. For example, you can try finding other subdomains of the website. There's a chance those subdomains don't use the same firewall or have misconfigured filters. Sometimes a subdomain points directly to internal services that don't have the firewall in front of them, giving you a different attack surface. Another powerful strategy is to find the origin IP of the web server. If you discover the origin server's IP and it accepts traffic directly, you can send your request straight to it, completely bypassing the firewall layer. This is possible when the backend server isn't restricted to accept traffic only through the WAF. I think that's all for today, guys. I'll see you in the next one.